the history of the Halo throughout Formula One and how it has evolved to be how we see it today. Many people, when they think of modern-day Formula One cars, they imagine cars somewhat looking like this, or even this, all seemingly having key features differentiating each other from the other. Whether it be their side pods, their wings, or even the overall shape of them, but all seem to have one thing in common: the halo.
The halo is
Introduced for the start of the 2018 season, it was made mandatory that such a device appeared on every driver's car of every competing team in the year's championship. But what really is the device, and how has it came to be how we see it today? Back in 2011, the idea was brought into the air by Formula One engineers that some sort of closed cockpit design should be taken into consideration. This was after the recent injury of a driver named Felipe Massa. Massa was hit by a spring that had come loose from another car during a freak qualifying session where the spring hit his head going at upwards of 240 kilometers an hour, causing severe damage above his eye and on his forehead. Following the accident, tests were done on designs that closely resembled a fighter jet canopy, where a tire would be launched into the structure at an exact speed of 225 kilometers an hour. The fighter jet canopy design passed the test with flying colors, correctly deflecting the tire away from where the driver would be situated, although many questions were immediately raised about the design. Could the driver extract themselves quickly if they were in a crash? Would the structure be strong enough? What would happen in the event of a fire? And would it hinder a marshal's ability to remove an unconscious driver? The structure was eventually deemed too unrealistic as well as too ugly, and the project was terminated. Only 3 years later, during the 2014 Japanese Grand Prix, F1 experienced one of its darkest days after the catastrophic crash of a driver named Jules Bianchi, sadly leaving him fatally wounded. During his crash, his car slipped off the road and went underneath a recovery tractor. Many people believe that had he had the Halo device, the young driver's life would have been saved that day. And sadly, only a few weeks after Jules' tragic accident, an IndyCar driver by the name of Justin Wilson was killed after a piece of debris had come loose from another car and made contact with his helmet. These tragic events brought the idea of the Halo devices back into discussion for the entire motorsport community, making even the people who once criticized the project feel the urgency of such protocol. Only a year later, at the start of the 2016 season, Formula One cars hit the track during a practice session with a new Halo that closely resembles how we see it today. Although it was liked by the FIA, teams and drivers weren't so sure about it because of the visibility impairment the Halo seemed to be causing. So the Halo was initially rejected for use during the 2016 and 2017 season, but by 2018 a new refined design was made mandatory for all teams and drivers alike. Soon after the implementation of the Halo, the decision received major backlash from fans, talking about how extremely ugly it was, some even stating that it resembled something along the lines of a basketball hoop and that it ruined the sport completely for them. But it wouldn't take long for many fans to change how they really felt about the Halo, when only a few races into that season, the Halo was credited for saving a driver named Charles Leclerc in a freak accident where the two-time world champion Fernando Alonso's McLaren ended up going straight over the top of Charles's Alfa Romeo. Photos from the aftermath very easily show how much worse and potentially even fatal this situation could have been had the Halo not been there to protect Leclerc. 5 years have since passed since the introduction of the Halo, and it has now become arguably one of the most liked additions by mostly all F1 fans. Not only because it has become much better integrated with modern-day Formula One cars, making it even weird to see how one looks without it, but also from the countless instances the Halo has proven to have saved the lives of the favorite drivers of many. Thank you all very much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed.